It is book launch week for us. Here on the Charlie Kirk Show, we worked very, very hard on this book. Right Wing Revolution is out. How to Beat the Woke and Save the West. I think it is one of the most important things I have done and we have published. You guys can get your copy right now. We're going to be speaking about it all hour. You can get it at 45books.com. That is the number 45books.com. Let's show it up on screen, guys. I know someone's running me a copy over here, but let's understand this, is that the woke or the race Marxists or the Marxists, they seem to control everything. One of the most common questions we get is, what can I do to help? Right-wing revolution is our full answer to that question. The slogan of our movement is Make America Great Again, and Right-Wing Revolution digs deep into what every person can do to make that slogan a reality. Whether that you are a newly elected lawmaker, you're a new parent, or if you're just a citizen looking to fight. At Right-Wing Revolution, we recognize that any great political transformation first requires a transformation of the self. This isn't just a list of policies we should implement or laws we should pass, although it does have those in great detail. This is a book that explains how you can change your very outlook on life in order to resist left-wing intellectual poisons and hold firm against their efforts to dominate and control you. For activists, the book doesn't just explain what a future Trump administration can do once it takes power. It explains that conservatives can be doing what they can be doing right now at state and local level to build thriving communities. It even explains what to do if you're stuck living in a blue city in a blue state. You see, the college scam was a huge hit because we called out the ways college has become a huge waste of time and money for millions of people, and then offered a path to starting adulthood on the right path. Right-Wing Revolution offers a similar path, but for life in general. We do not just talk about politics, we explain attitudes, values, habits, and goals you should adopt to live a happy, successful life. And also, the title of the book, Right-Wing Revolution, shows we do not give into their narrative. You see lots of conservative books telling you how liberals are bad or what a Republican president can do to change things. But how many of you read telling you to spend less time online? How many tell you that you might need to lose weight and get in better shape with advice on how to do it? How many tell you how to get off dating apps, go out and meet people and get married? Right-Wing Revolution and what I put together in this book, it's a rich collection of life advice, because the true bedrock of conservatism isn't just good policies, it's good people. Also, there's a group of reporters. We got to send our book out to some reporters because there are some nuggets in this book that will drive the left wing nuts. We talk about loving the country. In some ways, it's a patriotism 101 book. Now understand, the core contention of the book, Right-Wing Revolution, and we talked about this in Detroit, and we're going to go through all of this and play tape, is that we believe that the country has veered off course. Do you believe that America has veered off course? Of course you do. So if America has veered off course, the question is, where and how do we course correct? The contention is actually to get us back to baseline, to get us back to what used to be considered normal. You see, the point of Right-Wing Revolution is to get us back into a country that has borders, strong families, a country that believes in the U.S. Constitution, that resets us. I had an interview with NBC over the weekend. I said, do you want a totalitarian dictatorship? And it's the opposite. And we talk about this in the book, Right-Wing Revolution, which is we want a restoration of a free society. We want a constitutional reset. We want a country where you don't have to lock your doors at night. We want a country where we have increasing church attendance. We want a country where people believe in God. We want a country where we have more children, not less children. We want to reverse the fertility crisis in this country. We want a country where you trust your neighbors. We want a country where we have borders. All those things require what is now deemed a right-wing revolution. And many of the critics of our movement at Turning Point Action and Turning Point USA, many of the people that are opposing what we're trying to do, they are starting to lose. You see, this book could not have come at a better time. We are seeing the rumblings of that right-wing revolution in France. We are seeing the rumblings of this right-wing revolution in the Netherlands. We're seeing it in Belgium. We're seeing it in Germany. We're seeing it in We saw it in Argentina. We've seen it in El Salvador. You see, and it's happening with our nation's youth, which is what I have been focusing on for 12 years. You see, this right-wing revolution is a populist nationalist revolution that is giving a voice to the forgotten man and woman, giving a voice to those that no longer have a voice. And in order for us to end up being successful, we must challenge the woke. Now, what is the woke? The woke are a group of people that call something unjust, racist, etc., until they control it. The woke, if you will, they are masters of the society, and they are elites that do not have a trust in the everyday American. This election can be summarized in many different ways, but here is one of them, and I talk about this in the book, which you guys, by the way, go to 45books.com and get your copy right now, 45books.com, which is the conservative movement. We believe that the everyday American is smarter than you give them credit for, and that our rulers and the elites and our experts are less impressive than we give them. So that less impressive than we describe publicly. The bad guys, the oligarchs, the Joe Biden group, they believe that the experts are smarter than we even mention, and that the everyday rank and file citizen is dumber and is less enlightened than the experts. We believe the wisdom is in the people, and it requires a restoration of the self, a restoration of the citizenry, that we, the people, are sovereign in this country. It is not we, the oligarchs, or we, the plutocrats. And what I saw in Detroit this weekend, and by the way, the straw poll results we're going to share, is I saw the exact same themes of this book, Right-Wing Revolution, at play, where I saw everyday Americans that traveled from across the country, but also all across Michigan, and they want their country back. And they're willing to apply action and use their agency. This was the founders and framers' intention. It is not just Donald Trump on the ballot. The Constitution is on the ballot. The civilization is on the ballot. The core fundamental ideals that we treasure and that we care so deeply about is on the ballot itself. And it's going to require a movement like we saw in Detroit, a picture, blacks, Hispanics, young people, and we are ascendant in every single one of those groups. So get your copy right now. It's 45books.com. It is book launch week. And now we're going to go into Detroit and talk about these themes. And understand, wokeism is a mental disease that thinks it is the cure. And I tell you how we can defeat them, beat them, and give you applicable life advice that has worked in my life and allows me to keep on growing thanks to the grace of God